chuck roast. It's a recipe I normally do with brisket, but brisket has gone like sky high. Well, beef as a whole has gone sky high. But brisket's about like $8.99, $9.99 a pound. $8.99 was like a $100 brisket, more than we can eat right now. And chuck roast used to be about $3.99 a pound, but it was $5.99 at Costco this morning. So I'm going to do this recipe, which is a delicious recipe with brisket. And one of the key ingredients is beer. Best to use dark beer, like Guinness, but it works pretty good with regular beer. You put brown sugar, and you'll see me along the process. But beer is one of the key ingredients in this brisket. This is a slow cooked in the oven recipe, and going to start with just salting and peppering using some garlic salt, some Lowry garlic salt, the outside of the chuck roast, both sides. Start with side one here, get a good layer of salt and pepper on here, flip it over, and we'll do side two. Okay, I think we've got it, and I just need to... Okay, we're heating up our pot with some oil. I kind of use two oils, a little bit of grapeseed and a little bit of olive oil in there, but not a virgin olive oil, a regular olive oil, which can take a little bit more heat. We're just going to start. This is not cooking the meat, we're just browning it. I'm going to start with searing each side. I've got two of these to do. So I'm gonna come back to you when I have the first side brown. Well, as you can see, we've got a pretty good sear. I just flipped it for side one. I wanted to make sure we had a good sear. And we're doing good. Grabbing some sponge here for a little bit of splattering on the stove top of grease popping out of there, even out of the big Dutch oven. So hot. Anyway, we're cooking good. I'll be showing the sauce preparation here in just a second. All the stuff that goes in to kind of braise it low and slow in the oven. Okay, we're now going to start making what goes on top of the brisket. We're going to start with brown sugar. You can do light brown sugar or dark brown sugar. Either one will work. I happen to have light today. It's about, this is a cup. I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way up on this cup of brown sugar. We're good there. Now, you can use chili sauce or you can use ketchup. And as you see, I have one bottle of beer I've already opened. I'm just kind of throwing this in here. I have very little ketchup left in this bottle, so I'm just kind of mixing it together. You need about 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. That's about what I had in this bottle. I had between 3/4 to 1 cup. So a little bit extra won't hurt. That carbonation from the beer is getting me though. Okay. See if I can get most of that ketchup out of there. Not all in a new bottle. Got the majority of it out. I might give a squirt from one new bottle. Some stuck in there, but we're good for now. Want to do one package of this is like a Lipton's onion soup. So putting that in there. Add a little extra dehydrated onions. I have a new thing here I'm opening, and I'm going to need to go there and flip and get that dip off and put the new one on. So give me a second here while I do that. I know I'm off camera. It'll be a fast process. Okay, there you go. Okay, now that we have the lipless onions in there, we've got the beer. It says a half a bottle, but I went with a whole bottle. Now we want to do some Worcestershire sauce. I got the real Worcestershire here, Lee & Perrins. We've got a little bit of some store brand as well. So a good portion of that. And one of the keys to this is horseradish. That's where you get the flavor of having the chili sauce. So I'm going to put a heaping tablespoon or a little extra kick of horseradish in there. Stir it up real good. Even though this is not on the recipe, I'm throwing this in for flavor. A couple of bay leaves. I'll probably put 3 bay leaves. That's 4 actually, 3 in the small one. So this is our sauce that will go over top of the braising on the brisket in the oven. And you'll see that process in a little bit. Now my meat's all brown and I have my sauce over here. Just pouring it all over it. Okay, this will be a covered pot, Dutch oven. We have preheated our oven to 325 and it's just gonna cook. Now I'm gonna put it in the oven and it's gonna cook for about, it cooks a while. It cooks for about 3.5 hours covered. Then you take it out and slice it and put it back in the sauce and cook it covered for a little while. Okay, as you can see, it's out and it's so tender that it was almost gonna fall apart. I had to use a spatula to take it out. It's very tender. Doesn't even take a knife to cut it. It's just falling apart, which I'm afraid it's gonna be a little too tender. We're gonna have a lot of shredded meat here. The chuck roast cooks faster than the brisket does, and it falls a little bit more apart, so you can't get slices as much. But this is really tender and very flavorful. Much more flavorful when it's back down in the sauce. Very good. Okay, here's the final plate. We have the brisket, well, not brisket, chuck roast this time. The brisket substitute, mashed potatoes with the gravy, green beans with carrots, and some cranberry sauce. So I guess you could say Thanksgiving's coming early, but we'll have turkey for Thanksgiving. But it's gonna be delicious. I taste it. It is really good. I don't know. The brisket stays a little bit more together. This is a little more tender, but the flavor is the same.